NNPCL raised the pump price of petrol from 897 naira to 1,030 naira per litre. NLC President Joe Ajaro criticized the government for allowing NNPCL, a private entity, to dictate fuel prices, arguing that this reflects poor governance. He emphasized that the price increase would deepen poverty, lead to job loss, and have widespread negative effect on Nigerians. He has urged the federal government to reverse the hike and develop a clear blueprint to inclusive economic growth rather than relying on ad hoc policies. He warned that the current trajectory is unsustainable and called on the government to explain its long-term plans for the country's economic future. Mufasa.
Well, there's no better way to describe this move as, to just plainly call it sheer wickedness, being meted out to the Nigerian populace. Especially now that we are passing through the highest difficult times in the history of this country. Now, looking at it critically, one would ask, why would the price of PMS go up when already we are no longer importing the products, which was one of the major reasons that they said they are paying subsidy and subsidy is gone and all of that, as we are no longer importing it, so there's nothing like landing cost. Secondly, the product is being refined. You are getting crude not in foreign currency anymore, because just recently NNPC came out to tell Nigerians that Dangote has gotten the first supply of crude in naira. Just a day after that announcement was made, NNPCL came out with an increment of price. So what does that portend? Just like when Dangote announced that he's going to commence operation, immediately Dangote made that announcement. NNPC came out with that, the first increment they made. So is it that they are trying to gradually take this price of PMS to a level where if Nigeria complains too much, they push it up? If you complain too much, they push it up. Just because they know that we cannot do anything. If we agitate or come out to protest, with the system of government in place, ably led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when you complain, they will arrest you and try you for treason. So the question now everyone is asking is are we operating a democratic system of government that the voice of the people, the welfare of the people, should be the hallmark of governance? The answer is an emphatic no. And the NLC, I really do not take them seriously, because honestly I tell you, there's nothing like reversal. Nothing has been reversed in this country, because we have not put in so much seriousness in forcing the hands of government. If that is done, even if you want to come and arrest everybody, people should keep demanding for what is right. It's a democracy. Right. And the power of the people is greater than the people in power. They understand this. That's why they always try to suppress, repress, and keep, stifling the people so that the people cannot speak. But let me say this conclusively, that if you get to a time when you push a man to the wall, when the pressure is so much for him to bear, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot predict what you will get as a ripple effect.
Shuva, Mufasa feels this is a deliberate action, but considering the reasons that the marketers gave, what would you have to say?
What reasons can the marketers have? Chinedu say, what's it called?
They talked about subsidy actually being
removed.
Ask
yourself, subsidy completely being removed. One begins to wonder, are we really in a country? And when some people come to River State or go to other places and they carry their shoulders as if they are power mics or hawks that can fly both at night and at day, you begin to ask yourself, where are they really flying to? Because the realities are staring us in the face. Now, NNPCL was selling at 897. And at that time, we could not buy fuel for anything less than 1,200 in Port Harcourt. Now, NNPCL wants to sell at 1,030 naira. That will say you are unconsciously pegging it at 1,500 naira per litre. Because whether you like it or not, the marketers will now have to give us their own costing. They are making us to look deeper into more serious issues. Now NNPCL is now a private entity. Who owns NNPC? We need to know. Who are the board of directors of the NNPC? We need to know. Who has bought NNPC over and is doing this wickedness to Nigerians? We need to know. The Dangote himself is not a spirit. It's not a foreigner. He's in Nigeria. We need to know his role in all of this. What is your cost of production and what is your cost of selling to the Nigerian government? We need to understand these things as a people. We are playing with fire, and we like. I want to take it from where Mufasa stopped when he said, when you push a people to the wall, you do not know their actions are going to take over time. Now, in physics, they say there's always an elastic limit. Yes, over time, we have believed the politicians in our country sit in their cocoons and in their comfort zones and tell themselves there's no elastic limit for Nigeria. We can push them and push them, nothing will happen. Because people have been pushed and pushed again, nothing keeps happening. In the midst of people dying, the president jettisons out of the country for a vacation. When you see a country that talks about, oh, there's an hurricane that is coming, it has not even come. And the president of a country, whether ill or not, he said they have to cancel this trip to Africa and to Germany. However serious those trips were, because there was something coming up that he needed to stand in for the place and give out leadership. But we do not have such people in Nigeria, and we, for one reason or the other, keep excusing these excesses of these people.
Chuba, the NLC has called for a reversal. Do you see that happening?
Mufasa made the point saying that he does not believe in the NLC. And I joined my voice to say I don't believe in NLC. NLC came out, I think, on the 1st of June, talking about a strike. And on that 1st of June, we were told that people were slapped to put off the power, shut down the power grid, or to ensure that they were wanted to make a point. And we saw the force and the veracity of that protest. We saw the force and the veracity of that strike action, and we saw how the Nigerian people wanted to galvanize around the NLC to do so. And we feel to a large extent, unless NLC comes out to debunk statements, we feel that the brand envelope syndrome came to the fore. 2 a.m. at night, when they say the president is considering, he has not considered, he has not taken a decision. In the course of the considering, NLC had called off the strike. Then is that the kind of NLC that want to now start to say want to galvanize around again? So at this point in time, if all decisions of government that should be able to mitigate in such serious situations have chosen to toe the path of politicking, sit on the table and lie in the same bed with both our friends and enemies and try to settle by themselves, at the end of the day, one day there is going to be a Pharaoh that does not know Moses.
What is the way?
There is going to be a Pharaoh that does not know Joseph. And when that Pharaoh that does not know Joseph rises up, I can tell you he's going to stir a ripple effect over the country, because this is, look, whether you like it or not, transportation, petroleum is almost the engine room of this country. What's it called? The power holding told us that because there's no more subsidy for gas and no more subsidy for this, they are paying so much. That's why there's an increment. On that same note, everybody tells you that because of the transportation, that is why the food cost is like this. And we are going to a point where we are going to pay from here to Rumola to like 700 to 800. I can bet you it's not going to take long. People are going to react.
Thank you, Chuba. Mufasa, I would like you to wrap up on this one in 30 seconds.
Well, leaders should, do what is right, serve the people with a human face. Then people shouldn't be meant to suffer and die of hunger when we have leaders who are feeding fat and living, luxurious lifestyle.